Hello everyone, my name is Naman Goyal and I am your teacher of mathematics. In previous class, we learned about what area of circle, we learned about area of sector, we learned about area of segment, right? So, and we also learn about in area of rings, right? Circular rings or circular path, we can say that. And we also learn about area of combinations of figures. Okay. So in today's lecture what we are going to learn, see, basically in today's lecture we are going to do some questions which contains wheel and clock problem. We can say that wheel and clock problem. See, basically in clock, if you see the clock, this is the clock. If you see there in clock we have a sector. Okay, in wheels we have the sectors, in wheel we have the circumference, right? Of because wheel and clock both are in the shape of what? Circles. So probably the questions related to wheel and clock are there in this chapter. So that's why we are going to take that question, that type of question separately. Okay, for better understanding it means, right? Okay, now see, there is a question. We started a question because there is not a new concept, but there are only questions. In today's lecture we are going to learn, we are going to do some questions only with the help of previous knowledge we learn. Okay, so the first question is, the length of the minute hand of the clock is 14 centimeter. The find the area swept by the clock and in 5 minutes. See, if there is a clock, now this is minute hand, right? So after 5 minutes this minute hand will be comes to this point, right? Like this. So this area is covered by this minute hand. So question is asking for that area, right? Question is asking for that area only. So for finding this area, see, if you see, this part is nothing but a sector of the clock. Okay, so what we want this angle only. Okay, so first of all we wants to find out ki how many angle he swept in 5 minutes. Okay, now complete circle, when minute hand makes a complete circle then it covers 360 degree, right? So in 60 minutes we can say that in 60 minutes minute hand cover 360 degree angle. So in 1 minute how much angle it covers? 360 upon 60, isn't it? So basically 6 degree angle it covers in 1 minute. So question it is asking for 5 minutes, right? So in 5 minutes, how much angle it covers? 6 into 5, which is 30 degree. So 30 degree will be covered by that minute hand. So area swept by the minute hand, area swept by the minute hand in 5 minutes. Okay, how much area is this left? Basically theta upon 360 into pi r square. R is already given. The length of that minute hand is equals to the radius, isn't it? So it will be theta upon 360 into pi r square. So theta is what? 30 upon 360 into pi, we can take 22 by 7 into r square is what? 14 square, means it will be 14 into 14. Okay, now 30 will be cancelled out by 12 times, 7 will be cancelled out by 2 times, 2 will be cancelled out this by 6, and 2 will be cancelled out by 11, and this 3. So how much we got? 11 into 14. How much we got? 11 into 14, which is 154 upon 3 square centimeter. Square centimeter, we can say that square centimeter. So how much we got as the answer? The area, how much area will be covered? If I'm asking for area So a answer is what? 154 upon 3 centimeter square, right? So if you see the solution, you will get the same answer. If you see the solution, we will got the same answer. And 154 upon 3 can be also written as 151.3 bar. If you divide by if you divide 154 by 3, then you will get how much? 5 times 15, right? 0 4. Now 1 3, 1.0, then 3, then 9, then 1, then again 0, then 9, again 3, and so on. So this quantity will be also equals to 51.3 bar. And what is the meaning of bar? 3 comes so many times, it will be repeated, right? So the same solution we got here. Okay, so you can see the solution, and I also told you the solution. Okay, how we do this. Okay. Okay. Now, as I told you, we in this class, in this lecture, we are going to do only questions. So next question is what? The wheels of a car are of diameter 80 centimeter each. How many complete revolution does each wheel makes in 10 minutes when the car is traveling at a speed of 66 kilometer per hour? Okay. So question is asking for what? Ki in how many, in 10 minutes, how many revolution it makes, right? So first of all, what we have to do, we have to find out ki how many distance that wheel covered in 10 minutes. Okay. So if speed of car is 66 kilometer per hour, so it means what? Ki car covers 66 kilometer in 1 hour, or we can say that, 66 kilometer in 60 minutes. So distance covered in 1 minute is what? 66 upon 60. Yes or no? Kilometer. Basically, it is in kilometer. So it will be cancelled out by 6. You will get 11 by 10. So basically, 1.1 kilometer will be covered in 1 minute. That distance will be covered in 1 minute. So basically, the diameter is given in centimeter. So we can take it this also in centimeter. See, 1 kilometer has 1000 meter, and 1 meter has 100 centimeter. So for converting 1 kilometer to centimeter, what we have to do, we have to multiply it by 50 centimeter. So it will be 1.1 into 10 raised to power 5 centimeter. So how much we got? 11 into 10 raised to power 4 centimeter. So this distance will be covered in 1 minute. So what we have to do, we have to find distance covered in 10 minutes. So we have to multiply this by 10, and what we get? 11 into 10 raised to power 5 kilometer. Not kilometer, meter. So not centimeter, basically. Not kilometer, not meter, it is centimeter. So this distance is traveled by car in 10 minutes. Now, in one revolution, the circumference of that wheel is covered. For one revolution, the distance covered by that wheel is what? The circumference. So for total distance, we can say that, let me take the number of revolution is n. So n into circumference of that wheel is that total distance. So we can say that number of revolution. So what we can say that? We can say that number of revolution is equals to what? Total distance upon circumference of wheel. Total distance, total distance cover upon circumference of wheel. Of wheel. Okay. Is there any doubt in this part? No doubt. Hai na? Very simple question. What we are going to do, we are going to find out how many distance covered in 1 minute. then we find out that ki how many distance covered in total 10 minutes. So that distance covered in 10 minutes, then we know that the number of revolution is what? Total distance covered upon circumference of wheel. So the this this diameter is 80. So we can do this solution in this page. Okay, now we can do this solution in this page. So number of revolution is equals to total distance. How much we got total distance? 11 into 10 raised to power 5. Now circumference of one wheel, which is 2 pi r. 2 into pi into r is what? See, 80 is the diameter. So the radius is what? 40. Array, diameter is 80 centimeter. So the radius is what? 40 centimeter, right? So into 40, isn't it? So if you solve this, what you will get? If you solve this, what you will get? Okay, we are going to solve it. Okay. So if we solve this, so it would be what? 110000 upon 2 into 22 into 7 comes up and 40 0 right? So it will be cancelled out by 11 10000 and it gives 2. Now 2 will cuts this 10,000 by 5,000 and this 2 will cuts this 5,000 by 2500. So the answer is what? 2500 into 7, and there is 4 also. So what we have to do, we have to divide 2500 divided by 4, and if we divide that, what we get? 625 into 7 is the answer. So into 7 is the answer, and you will get what? 4375 revolution. 4375 revolution, you will get the answer. Okay. So if you see this solution, see, first of all, see the answer we got same, 4375 and 4375, isn't it? So the basic concept is what we have to do, we have to find out what? We have to find out the distance covered in 1 minute, which is this distance. Now the diameter is given in centimeters, so what we have to do, we have to convert both in same unit. Either you convert the diameter in kilometer, or you convert that distance traveled in kilometer into centimeter. So what I do, I just cover this distance into centimeter. So this distance 11.11 into 10 raised to power 4 is the distance covered in 1 minute. Now in question it is given that for 10 minutes you have to calculate. So what we have to do, we have to multiply the distance by 10. So it will be 11 into 10 raised to power 5. Now number of revolution is what? Total distance covered upon circumference of wheel. Okay. So if you see, this is total distance and this is circumference. See, the diameter is 80, so the radius is 40 centimeters. So we got the answer as 4075. If you see this solution, you will get the same solution. Isn't it? Any doubt? No problem. Okay. Now next question. As I told you in this lecture, we are going to do some questions which is related to clock or wheel only. Okay, now see. The length of the minute hand of a clock is 14 centimeter. Find the area swept by the minute hand in 5 minutes. Let me check. Either I think we already done with this question. Let me check. Yes, we already done with this question, right? If you see the question which is given in this slide, the length of the minute hand of a clock is 14 centimeter. The find the area swept by the minute hand in 5 minutes. So this answer, this question and this question is same, right? So what I do, I just make a change, है for your practice only, है I just make this 14 centimeter to 7 centimeter. Okay, now we are going to find the solution of this question. Okay, very simple question, same question, but the data I changed. So what we, as I know, the angle covered in 1 minute, the angle covered in 1 minute is what? 6 degree. So the angle covered in how many minutes? 5 minutes is what? 30 degree. And the radius of that clock radius of the clock is equals to length of minute hand. Sorry. So which is equals to what? 7 centimeter, right? So the area covered, area swept by the minute hand is nothing but theta upon 360 into pi r square. So it will be what? Theta is what? 60 upon 360 into pi is 22 by 7 into r square is what? 7 into 7. Yes. So it will be cancelled out by 6 times. 7 will be cancelled out each other. Now this will be cancelled out 11 and this will be cancelled out by 3. So how much you got? 77 upon 3 centimeter square. Okay, you will got this answer. Okay. Okay. Now basically if you see the solution, in the solution it takes what? The time is 5 minutes and the length is 14 minutes. Okay, so you can do this again. Okay, if you want to do that, then you can do this. Okay, but what we do, I just change the time, I just change the length of minute, not time. I'll just change the length of minute and time is 5 minutes. Okay, why I change? Because the question is same as we see in the previous one. Okay, this one. Are you getting my point? Okay, we can do this, right? Okay, 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 okay. Now see, next question. Now next question is this. The wheel of a motorcycle is of radius 35 centimeter. The wheel of a motorcycle is of radius 35 centimeter. How many revolution per minute must be the wheel make so it keeps a speed of 66 kilometer per hour? So question is asking for what? In 1 minute, how many revolution he takes so that he keeps the speed as 66 kilometer per hour. So what we have to do, we have to find out कि in 1 minute how many distance he want to cover. क्योंकि क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग फॉर 1 मिनट, राइट? क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहा है कि 1 मिनट में कितना होगा, तो हम क्या करेंगे, 1 मिनट में कितने रेवोल्यूशंस दे विल कवर. सो हमें ये निकाल लेते हैं कि हमें कितना डिस्टेंस कवर करना है 1 मिनट में, मतलब उस मोटरसाइकिलिस्ट को हाउ मेनी डिस्टेंस ही वांट टू कवर इन 1 मिनट. If we got how many distance he want to cover in 1 minute, if we got that, then we can divide that distance by what? The circumference of that wheel, isn't it? And once we do that, then we got what? The number of revolution. So what we wants to do, we wants to find out the distance covered in 1 minute. Okay, so speed is 66 kilometer per hour. It means what? They cover 66 kilometer in 1 hour. So we can say that it will be 66 kilometer per minute per 60 minute. So distance covered in 1 minute. How much distance he covered in 1 minute? See, 66 kilometer in 60 minute. So in 1 minute, it will be covered 66 upon 60 kilometer. So if you see, you will get 1.1 kilometer. Now same, the radius is given in what? Centimeter. So what we are going to do, we are going to convert that kilometer into what? Centimeter. So for 1 kilometer to centimeter, how many centimeters are there? 10 raised to power 5 centimeter. So what we have to do, it is will be 1.1 into 10 raised to power 5 centimeter, or it will be 11 into 10 raised to power 4 centimeter. Okay, are you getting my point? Okay, now see, we got total distance covered in 1 minute. Now question is asking for number of revolutions in 1 minute. Now number of revolution in 1 minute. So it is what? Distance covered in 1 minute upon circumference of that wheel. Distance covered in 1 minute upon circumference of wheel. Of wheel. Okay. So it will be what? 11 into 10 raised to power 4 upon 2 pi r. This is r is 25. So 2 into 22 by 7 comes up and 35 will be there. Okay. So this will be cancelled out by 5 times. This will be cancelled out by 2 times. So how much we got? 10 raised to power 4 upon 20. 2 into 10. 10 cancel out each other. It will be guess 1000 upon 2. And how many revolution we got? 500 revolution. How many revolution we got? 500. So minimum 500 revolution that want. How many revolution? 500 revolution. Got it? So if you see, we got the same answer, 500 revolution. Are you getting my point? Now let me tell you once again. Now in this question, what is given? Now first of all, you have to understand what it is asking for, because it is mandatory to understand the question first. Okay, if you don't able to understand the question, then how you can do this, right? Okay, so basically the क्वेश्चन का समझ में आना इज द बेसिक स्टेप है ना. मैथमेटिक्स में इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द क्वेश्चन, देन हाउ यू कैन सॉल्व दैट क्वेश्चन. ओके, सो क्वेश्चन इज talking about what? Let's see. See, question is talking about the wheel of a motorcycle is of radius 35 centimeter. How many revolution per minute must the wheel make so as to keep speed of this 66 kilometer per hour? It means what how many revolution we have to make in 1 minute to maintain the speed of 66 kilometer per hour. So with the help of 66 kilometer per hour speed, how much distance we want to cover? First of all, we find that in 1 minute how much distance we want to cover. So it is very simple. 66 kilometer per hour means what? 66 kilometer in 60 minutes. He covers 66 kilometer in 60 minutes. So in 1 minute, how much distance he covered? 66 by 60. Very unitary method, right? Very simple method. It will be unitary method. So it will be what? 66 upon 60 kilometer, right? So which will be 1.1 kilometer, right? Up now you can see the radius is given in centimeter and you find the distance covered in 1 minute in kilometer. So either you have to convert that radius into kilometer, or you have to convert that distance covered in 1 minute in centimeter. So what I do, I just convert that distance covered which is given in kilometer into centimeter. And what we have to do, we have to multiply it by 10 raised to power 5. So how much we got? We got this one. Now question is asking for what? Number of revolution. It is not asking for how much distance he want to cover. He have to cover in 1 minute to maintain the speed of 66 kilometer per hour. The question is not asking for that. Question is only asking for what? Number of revolution. Right? Are you getting my point? So it is what? The distance covered in 1 minute upon the circumference of the wheel. So when we do that, what we get? 500 revolution is the our answer. So means 500 revolution he have to who have to make. Okay, then only he can cover the distance of 66 kilometer per hour. Are you getting my point? Okay. Okay, now there is another question. We are going to do this. The length of, now in this question, the length of minute hand of a clock is 5 centimeter. So basically the radius of that clock is what, 5 centimeter. The area, find the area swept by the minute hand during the time period 6.05 am to 6:40 am. Now let me show you one thing. I have to choose a pen. Okay, now see, when the time in the clock is 6:05 am, so where was the minute hand? I am just asking for minute hand. I am not concerned about hour hand. I am just asking for minute hand. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to check where the minute hand is. So this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and it is for 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60 minute, right? So there is minute hand, right? Now when 40, 6:40, at 6:40 the minute hand at this place, right? So the distance traveled, the area covered by that minute hand is what? Let's see. This area, right? Okay, now this is area. But first of all, what we have to do, we have to check how much minute, because we want what? For area, we want two things. One is angle and second is what? Radius. We have the radius, but we don't have the angle. So first we have to find out the angle. See, as we know that for every 1 degree, every minute it covers 6 degree. Now how many minutes he covers? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So total time traveled by minute hand. Total time traveled by minute hand is what? For 35 minutes, right? And we know that in 1 minute it covers how much degree? In 1 minute it covers 6 degree, and angle cover in 1 minute is 6 degree. So the angle cover in 35 minutes is what? 6 into 35, isn't it? Are you getting my point? So 35 into 6, we got 210 degree. So how much angle it covers in 35 minutes? 210. Now for the area we need two things. One is radius of the clock, and second is angle. We have the radius, which is 5. We have the angle, we got the angle, which is 210. So area swept by minute hand, area swept by minute hand is what? Theta upon 360 into pi r square. See, theta is what? 210 upon 360 into pi is 22 upon 7 into 5 into 5. Okay. Now 0, 0 cancel out each other. Then what we get? We got 21 upon 36 into 22 upon 7 into 5 5s are 25, right? Now 7 3s are 3 12s are, right? Now how much we got? 22. Let me write down it again. Yes. How much we got? 22 into 25 upon 12. You can simplify more. 11, and it will be cancelled out by 6 time. Now you have to multiply 11 into 25 upon 6. So when you calculate 11 into 25, you will got 275. So the answer is what? 275 divided by 6 centimeter square. Okay, and when you divide this by 6, you will get 48.3 bar. 45 basically, not 48, 45.83 bar centimeter square you will got. Okay, so what we get? 275 upon 6. Either you can convert in mixed fraction also. If you see here, we will got the same answer, right? If you see, we will got same answer, right? 275 upon 6, and in the previous slide we got 275 by 6. If you want to convert in mixed fraction, then you can convert it, and if you want to convert in decimal form, then you can also convert it, right? Now what we do first, we have to see how much angle it covers in that time, है ना? 656.5 to 65 to 640, how much angle, how for that angle what we have to do first, we have to find how much time he traveled, the minute hand traveled. So if you got 35 minutes traveled, and as we know that in 1 minute it traveled 6 degree, so for 35 minutes how much angle it covers? 210 degree, right? Are you getting my points? And we know that the area of that sector is what? Theta upon 360 into pi r square. So by solving this formula, we got this answer. Got it? Got it now. Okay, now see, there are some questions, practice question we are going to do. So we are from some questions we are going to do now, and some question I gave to you. You have to practice by your own. Okay. So basically, okay. Okay, sorry. I just forgot to open my voice. So let me tell you again, okay? I just forgot to open my mic, okay? So it will be accidentally. Okay, now let me tell you the question again, okay? Okay, sorry. Okay, if pi is taken as 22 by 7, calculate the distance covered by a wheel of this diameter 35, right? Centimeter. In one revolution, question is asking for one revolution. Okay, so distance covered in one revolution is what? The circumference of wheel, isn't it? The distance traveled in one revolution is what? Circumference of the wheel, which is 2 pi r. Okay, and 2 into 22 by 7 is pi, and r is what? See, 35 is the diameter. So what we have to do, we have to take half of that. So 2 will be cancelled out. 7 5s are 35, and 5 into 2. This is in centimeter, right? Now question is asking for in meter. So you have to convert that distance in meter. If you don't convert that distance in meter at the end, then they will definitely cut you some marks. Okay. So you will get 1.10 centimeter, not centimeter. It will be meter only. Got it? Okay, now we are going to do one more question, and then next question is for your homework. Now, radius of a wheel is this. The number of revolution it will be make to travel a distance of 11 kilometer. So number of revolution is what? Total distance, number of revolution is what? Total distance upon circumference. Okay, so basically total distance, I can write down this question. Total distance is what? Let me check. Total distance is 11.11 kilometer. So if you convert this in meter, you will get 11,000 meter. And radius of this wheel is what? 0.25, right? 0.25. So it will be 0.25 meter. Okay, so number of revolution, how many revolutions are there? So 11,000 upon 2 pi r, 2 into 22 by 7 comes down, and it will be 0.25, right? So it will be cancelled out by 11 times 2 times 1,000. Okay, okay, okay. Now it gives 1,000 into 7 upon 4 into 25 by 100, and 100 comes up. Now it will be cancelled out by 4. 4 will be cancelled out by 4. Okay, so you will get 7,000 revolution. If you see, first answer we got correct, second answer we got correct. Okay, now for the last question, the hour end of the clock is 6 centimeter long, and the area kept in this time to distance. See, this question is just similar to this question. Okay, so you can do this question, right? So what we learned in today's lecture, now see, the chapter is completed. We cover all the things in this chapter. Okay, we completed this chapter. Okay, so we do questions which contains the problem of wheel and clock. Okay, so for now this chapter is completed. Okay, we learn so many things, so keep practicing for this chapter. The number of question you practice is directly proportional to the marks you got in your test. So for getting good marks, you have to practice more questions. Okay, this question is for your practice. You can do this question. If you don't able to do this question, then you have take reference for this question. In this question, the time is changed and the radius is changed, but and all the things are same, concept is same. Okay, so thank you so much. Stay safe and enjoy. See you in next class. Thank you so much. Bye.